and be back by, I can be back by next Thursday, next week. You want me to go get the truck and bring it in here? What else do you need?
Can I use my sink?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use this sink, but yeah, you could use the other. You have what, a couple bathrooms in here?
Grab those bags and we can back up to the truck.
Well, so are we gonna come back a different day or are we gonna call someone else out? Because that's 3 bags and just 2 guys. Today? Yo, what's up, man? Fresh, first day on the job. What's poppin'? Just passed that ball like stocking.
Nice to meet you. Are those the only shoes you brought?
Yo, you like them? Y'all don't got AC?
Not out here.
That's us, bro. What's up, baby? What's it do? Man, it's gonna be me and you out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Slanging and banging. You and me all day, every day. What?
Fresh air.
Bussin', bro. Man, what y'all got up in the fridge, dude? Oh, apple juice! You should get me on there, man, with a fit check. With the flat cap bill, rocking them Jordan 4s, right? With the Home Hero shirt. I've gone to shops where literally guys will pull me aside and be like, man, I love all this stuff you're teaching, but if I do this, I'll be out till midnight. They're just gonna give me more calls. And it's heartbreaking. It's like, man, what's the real goal here? Like if I've got 12 tables in a restaurant and I can serve those 12 people and give them the best experience ever and I can be profitable. If I wanna make more money, I'm gonna add a 13th table. I'm not gonna add a 13th customer. Meaning I'm gonna increase my capacity. I'm not just gonna shove more people into my capacity. If my room fits 56 people and I wanna sell more tickets to my event, I either have to increase the capacity or hold separate events. I can't put 115 people into a room of 57 people.
They want a tankless and a softener installed. They don't have either, and they've already been approved for financing.
What's that got to do? So you want me to go out there and do that call?
Well, they also say they've been having trouble with their sewer line and been wanting to replace it for a while, but they can't find somebody who they like to do it, but they think they trust us.
I don't want to have to work super hard to get it though. You want me to repipe the house, put it in the tankless, softener. Did you say something about a sewer line?
That's what it looks like. I think we should go check it out, man.
No, bro, this is ridiculous. And is this commission?
Yeah, I already talked to the owner about it. He wants to actually double your commission on it because it's such a big job.
No. So you want me to go out there, you want me to run this call, it's a bunch of work and a bunch of money or whatever, but it's also a bunch of taxes, and you're gonna have people out there helping me, watch me, do what I do, and then you want me to get it done faster so I make even more money, and then I have to, take another call because now I'm done by Thursday or something?
What else are you gonna be doing instead here, Steve? This is the job, man.
You got any odor smells or anything like that on there? Like maybe like in a different, maybe just... Why does on-call suck? Well, look, here's the thing. Most companies that do on-call 24/7 after hours, they don't treat it the same way they do during normal hours. They have a full staff and they have a full support system if someone calls between 8 and 5. But then after hours, they don't have a CSR, they don't have a supply staff, they don't have a lot of other things, and they want to go out and charge the same rates to the customer, if not even more, because they're doing after hours work. If you want to charge more and do on-call, then provide more service after hours. If you can't provide at least the same service that you provide during the day after hours, then you shouldn't do it. Think of it like an emergency room. Not every doctor is open after hours, but emergency rooms have a full staff after hours. Be an emergency room or be a doctor. But you gotta pick one and make sure that whatever you pick, you can service to the full. When there's no plumbers to hire, there's still a lot of plumbers that don't work for you working in your city. You're just not known enough. And so everybody tries to be just known enough because you don't want to overspend your marketing. And he goes, well, what do you do with all the money you spend on leads that you can't get to? And I'm like, well, what do you do with all the money you don't make when you're slow? See how this goes both ways? So I would rather spend a couple extra thousand every month and waste it and be known and have leads and momentum and be moving forward and I can hire into than to have that day, just one day when I'm slow. It'll be a couple grand in revenue off of one truck that we don't get.
It's that time again!
You've now entered the No Sale Zone.
No Sale Zone.
Where Chris Fresh,
the plumbing sales coach,
peels back the curtain of what sales really is. Buckle up. Buckle up and get ready to learn how to increase ticket average by providing better service. And now, your host,
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
CF, the plumbing sales coach.
Wow, do we have a special treat for you tonight. I am so excited to get started because I have got some people that I'm bringing on here in a few minutes that will absolutely blow your mind on what's possible, what they've done, and how they did it. I cannot wait to get into this. This couple out of Anderson, Indiana, has absolutely changed the game. And what's even crazier is during their explosive growth, their Google profile got shut down for 6 months. That story's coming up here in just a second. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm excited tonight. You can tell. I'm telling you, I've got a treat. Like, have you ever bought a present for someone and you just couldn't wait to give it to them? Like, it's Christmas, it's your birthday, I don't know. You're just excited to give it to them. That's how I feel tonight because this couple absolutely knows what they're doing, and they do it the right way. That's the big thing. We teach make big money the right way and get your life back, and they've done both. That's the craziest thing that I think you're going to take out of this thing is that they are not living and breathing and dying by their business. They're living and breathing and succeeding in their business, and I can't wait for you to hear their story. What up, what up? Who do we got on the show tonight? Who do we got? Fresh. That's Vince in the green room. I can see him. I can see you, Vince. They can't see you, but I can see you, bro. Stop picking your nose. I'm joking. He's not picking his nose. He's not picking his nose. Fresh, baby. It's like ice, baby, too cold. What's up? Ready for a great show, Robert Avila says. Thurgood Plumbing in the house. Good to see you, Chuck, out of Utah. Where are you from? Where you plumb? Tell us where you're at. Tell us what companies you work for. Excited for the knowledge, Mary says. Special guest tonight. That's right. We got a special guest for you. All right. What do we got here? Service over sales cost says, it's that time again. It is that time again. Nick Cox, get on the show, Cost is saying. They are crushing it. Can't nobody hold me down. That's right. Okay, I'm going to start another channel one day of me singing. Who's down? Who's ready? Who wants in? We got to say what's up to our peeps over on YouTube. We have not done a good job of that, and I want to make sure that you guys are absolutely recognized for being on here. You're champions. Wahoo, Mr. Potty in the house. I got AJ Plums. Let's go. I think that's Maui Plumbing. Tell me if I'm right, AJ. I just connected that dot earlier today. What's up? Hope everyone is well tonight. All right, good to see you, AJ Plums. And actually, no, I've got two different people. He says Rat Fresh. AJ Plums, I believe, is someone different from Maui Plumbing, but they're both named AJ. AJ Plums, where are you from? Where are you plumbing at? If you say Texas, that's going to blow my mind. Hype for the show, they say over on YouTube. And hey, from Brittany Briner. And I saw Jerica Berry on here. Jerica Fresh. She looks like April Fresh. That's my wife's cousin. Good to see you on here. What's up? Ready for a good show? We're going to try to do that. Fort Worth in the house. I said Fort Wow. I tried to be like Texan for half a second. Say what? Can't wait to hear what they have to say. Look, from $19,000 a week, I was doing the math. That's $900,000 a year. From $19,000 a week to $90,000 a week in 2 years. That's kind of nuts. I think you're going to want to check that out. And that's $900,000 a year to now pacing 5.2 or 4 point whatever, or just, awesomeness. She's your niece. Yeah, what did I say? I don't know. I'm saying things so fast. What up, Fresh? Hey, what's up, Irvin? Irvin, I can't wait to share your story. Bro, I can't wait to share your story. Watching on YouTube, chatting on Facebook. That's hilarious. That's double dipsies. That's what we call the old double dipsies. All right. Look, guys, I want to get into this, but before I do, I got a big event coming up. They're going to be at this event, too. Just, some of their plumbers will be there. I'm just saying, if you ever wanted to get free education that was on top of the education you're paying for, because we're charging for our event, but they'll be there and there'll be a little side event. You know what I'm saying? No, for real. We got an event coming up, $397 a seat. Come learn how to triple, quadruple your ticket average. Learn how to turn that thing around and doing it the right way. We're going to show you exactly how we do it by building relationships, diagnosing value stacking, and going into the home and giving the customer an experience. We're going to turn you from fast food into fine dining. And if you think about it like that, it's not upselling. It's not overselling. It's not raising your prices. It's providing more value. You have to provide more value. Everybody's out there like, what should I charge? Well, just provide more value and it'll work itself out. $9.97 if you do 3 seats. You see the stack right there? It's a little bit cheaper. And if you buy 3 seats, you're obviously probably an owner and you can come for free. Larry says, I'll be there. Angel, sup? You're my boy. I love you. Angel Acevedo, LHR Plumbing. You're gonna be a guest on this show here pretty soon. You guys are rocking too. Our plumbers will be at the event. Laura says, little value stacking. What's cooking tonight? Tonight, what's cooking is we've got something amazing, man. We've got a success story you wouldn't believe. From 19K to 90K, home heroes out of Anderson, Indiana, Ashley and Vince Heilman. And they're going to come on here in just a few minutes, and they're going to tell you the real. We're going to break it down. What were their problems? Like, what did they face? In fact, I want to treat this like we always do. I want you guys to learn from it. We're not just going to go like, tell us how awesome you are, Vince and Ash. Tell us how great you are. We're all kind of tired of hearing about how great you guys are. They're in my ear right now, by the way. They can say things to me, but you can't hear them. But I can say whatever I want. We're sick of you. My whole community is sick of your success, okay? We're all tired of it. Coming all in, getting your Google profile canceled, spinning social media on your finger, dunking on fools with your ticket average. It's like, what? Chill out. She took the mic from me at the first event they ever came to. She pretty much had her own mic. Some of you remember. You guys were there. Some of you remember. You guys were there. I mean, look, look, she's the engine, kind of like if you think about a rocket ship, she's that big old booster tank, just nothing but fuel, and then Vince is that rocket ship. He just needs her to get him into orbit, and then he's rocking. He's going. He's doing his thing. I'm joking around, but they're a dynamic duo. They really are, and they found a way to work together. Husband and wife team. They sound 50 years old, but they're not. They're like 10. He says they're awesome people. Zach Brown says, and what up, fellas and ladies? Bring your service managers, just saying. Shauna says, we're coming to the event. Angel says his team will be there. Okay, look, let me just say one more thing before we bring them on. We got this event March 21st, 22nd. I told you about that. We got some real good treats coming for you. For you owners, we got Ryan from Chirp coming on the show here pretty soon. I think in a few weeks. Dan Antonelli and us are talking right now to get him on the show. Can't wait to get him on here. The GOAT of home services branding, probably the GOAT of all branding. And design, just a big fan of his. Can't wait to get him on the show. We've got a few others that are coming. I don't know if I can even say, but there's some big names, some people who, are part of. That's all I'm gonna say. I know we're talking. I will say one, Bradford White. We're looking at they're wanting to come on the show. I can't wait to get them on the show because this is the trades. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring knowledge so that you don't have to always go buy something or pay something to learn. You can learn right here for free. Now, if you want to be a part of our program, we have that ability for you too. And it's probably going to be a game changer if you do it. But even if you don't, I want to impact you. I want to impact you as a plumber. I want to impact you as an owner. I want to impact you as a human. It doesn't matter what you do. I just want to make impact, and I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to do that. And so without further ado, I want to bring on Vince and Ash. Normally we do it around 8:15, but I can't wait. We're going to open presents early, Christmas Eve. Let's do it. Let's bring them on. There they are. What up? Ashley and Vince Heilman. You know what's crazy is we're doing this whole satellite thing, setting the signal up to the sky, and then it comes back down. And you guys are literally 45 minutes from where I'm at right now.
I know. We should have just came there.
No, we wanted to see your branding. Look at that behind you. You got Ash poking out of your head right there. You've got the branding. You got the Home Hero kit, the IRC. I call it the IRC kit. I don't know if they ever adopted that all the way. Emergency response
we did.
Kit. And then you got the check because you guys donate stuff. That's the big check that people give. That's what the big dogs do. They give away the big checks on TV, and then people are like, "Oh, look at them. They're awesome." All right, real quick, let's dive into this thing. We've got about 30 or so people watching right now. We're over here on Facebook and TikTok. Let's see if we can get a little challenge going between the two. See who can beat who can get more viewers going. If you want to get viewers, just tag them. Just comment and tag them. That'll start sparking it and kicking it. We'll bring the value. He says it's lit, and it's worth the investment, Koss says. He's talking about the program. All right, tell us, guys. When I first met you guys, is this who I met, or tell us a little bit about your situation, your brand, and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think that we were in a really weird place of feeling like we were almost at a dead end. Honestly, we were arguing about the company a lot. I don't think we had the same vision. It felt like we were just doing all of this work. We started the company to kind of have our life back, but somehow we began drowning in it. And we were really looking for balance while also not taking advantage of our team. So in the beginning, I would say, I think we were at that place of being like, do we want to do this, or do we want to work for someone and then go home and just leave it at that office? Because this is, I think, more than we both thought we were putting on when we started the company.
So when you guys first started the company, right before that, you two worked together, right, for a local plumbing company. You were in the office.
Yep,
Vince,
I
you were in the
was.
office, and Ashley was in the field. No, I'm joking. Ashley, you were, and Vince, you were in the field. And Vince, really quick, you're a master plumber. You're also, you do HVAC as well. And Ashley, you are, I mean, I don't know if you think you have your license, right? You have your journeyman card for plumbing. And I don't know if you do HVAC, though. Do you do HVAC? Do you have anything in that?
I don't know a thing about it.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, you've learned some stuff. You're definitely,
You're right.
but you both have your journeyman card. You, Vince, you have the master's. Is that right? Or here in Indiana, we do the plumbing contractor. Yeah, that's right. So same thing, but it's okay. So you're both plumbers, and you do plumbing and HVAC, and you guys used to work together, and now you come start your business, and I meet you. You're how long into business at this point?
We're at 9 years.
9 years.
Almost to our 10th year, actually, yeah.
Okay, and you're a gray and blue. It's really just gray, the company brand.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If you got a bad brand out there, it's okay. There's hope. There's always tomorrow. But you got this gray kind of. I made fun of it because it was plumbing. What'd you say?
Had a pipe wrench in it.
Just like everyone. Yep. This like what is this? Like I'm putting some plumbing in this thing. So you got this gray brand, but it's called HVAC, Plumbing Doctors and HVAC, right? And you guys were at a mastermind. You're like, what do you think of the name? I was like, so what are you gonna do? Like plumbing doctors and HVAC and roofing and gutters and like what? I was like, I don't get it.
We're all bad.
That was our first mastermind, actually.
Yeah.
I was devastated.
He told us how much our brand sucked.
I don't think I talk like that behind the scenes. I'm a very gentle and nice coach. I'm like, hey guys,
You said it.
this
You
could
definitely
work.
said it.
Nah, I probably did say it sucked in front of everybody. Maybe. Where's David White? David White watching the show? I definitely said his sucked. I was like, boo, your brand sucks, dude. Like I was like, I'd let you repair my stuff. I'd never let you replace it with that brand. All right, so we're having a little bit of fun here, but also it's just that's what happened. It's the story, and you guys were doing $900,000 a year. You were kind of at a dead end. You wanted more. You're both winners. Vince has a crazy background in street racing, motorcycles, fastest man in the Midwest for what 9 years, 10 years in a row. Am I exaggerating? Am I wrong? Go look him up. Yeah. Yeah. What's your fastest time? Or what? No, time. Like, how fast have you gone on one of them things?
I've been low fours in the 8 mile, 420s.
Well, how many miles per hour is that?
180 mile an hour, 180 mile an hour in the 8th mile. I've been over 200
on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I did 135 on the freeway. I don't know what the statutory limit is on this. Wait a minute. In a car though. Okay, so you're crazy in the brain. You're loco, both of you, and then you got a dream, and you're at a dead end, and then we meet.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Now I want to work through this, and the 3 points I want to make tonight is I want you guys to work through the problem, then we're gonna work through the solution, and then we're gonna work through the result. So that's going to be where my first set of questions. It's not going to be question number 1, but it's going to be questions number 1. Fair? All right, and we'll see where this thing goes. If you guys have a question, please put it in the comments and stick to the kind of the topic at hand, and I'll try to get them as much as I can. I know you guys be sending stars, and somehow that's supposed to make me say your comment. I don't know how that works just yet, but I promise my team will alert me. They'll throw stuff at me, and I will help you out. Behind the scenes, please. Shauna says, I think that was probably sent with stars. Most of her stuff is sent with stars. Shoot them straight. I totally believe you said it sucked fresh. However, you are not big on sugarcoating anything. The truth is always the truth as you see it. I mean, the truth is the truth. I agree with that. Truth is the truth. I don't know how else you could see it. I'm a 100% believer in that. Mr. Potty Plumbing getting shot out. All right. Love it. Love it. All right. So let's do this. I would never say. I'm getting a bad rap right now, guys. I'm getting a really bad rap right now. All right, Facebook's winning, by the way. 29 viewers. We got 10 on YouTube. Let's see what we can do. We had like 500 the other night when Lucas was on here. Something crazy happened. I think the internet popped. We'll see what happens tonight. All right, so let's get into the problem. So what's the problem? You kind of alluded to it a little bit. You know, it's not about $900,000 isn't the problem. It is what it is. You know, that's still successful. Get 900,000. Some of you are out there working hard, trying to build your dream. 900,000 is not like a total failure. It depends on what you're measuring that against. But you're viewing it a certain way, and so that's causing you to feel a certain kind of way. Can you kind of tell us some of those? What were you guys? What was your days looking like? Like, you know, what was it? How bad was it?
So, you know, 900,000, it does sound like a lot, but we have 4 trucks. Our trucks were in rough shape. I mean, we had one truck that the guy calls us and he's like, I heard a boom driving down the road, and Vince gets there and the gas tank fell out and he ratchet strapped it back up, and we ran it for another 6 months.
For another 6 months. Everybody wanted to work for you guys. Yeah.
You know, it was hard. You know, we weren't known, so we were spending a lot of the sales we were getting in marketing to try and get enough calls for the 4 guys we had. And I felt like as soon as we unturned one stone, another flipped back over. We had a truck blow up, and we're like, how do we afford that? How do we fix this? Honestly, it gets to a point that it feels like almost like a dead end. We were kids when we started this, it feels like, and we didn't have any guidance on how to run a company.
You still are kids.
Like I'm well, you know.
You still are
Thanks.
kids.
I feel old now.
We sound 50. I take that as a compliment.
I'll agree.
We were definitely stuck.
Yeah.
We were, year after year, just the same, a little bit of growth, but I mean, by little, I mean 20, 30, 40 grand.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
One thing that I love about you guys, you're saying all this stuff, but you still have a lot of the same people that work for you today. That's one of the anomalies in my program, is that sometimes you get in the program and the company gets better, gets grows, and some guys don't want to do that, and that's cool. They want to, but your guys grew with you. They believed in you. So even back then when things weren't well, and when I first met you, you were in, I call it the top right-hand quarter of a building. And it was, you know, they're like, this is our building. I pulled, it's a pretty nice size. I pulled up and like, oh, so there's another company there. There's another company there. There's another company there. And I'm like, yeah, you can do this. So like the first time I went there, I was like, well, it was multi-room. The second time I went back, I was like, oh, that was just a divider. That was not 2 rooms. I thought you had 2 rooms. And it was upstairs. It was not a plumbing shop. I'm sorry, it wasn't. So
it was an efficiency apartment, actually, is what it was.
It was somebody was illegally coding out the way an apartment was allowed to be used. We'll just call it what it is.
Yep.
So you guys got this business. Okay. So the problem is that you don't know. Ashley, when I talk to you, sometimes you'll say like, we just didn't know what the next step. Not that we weren't willing. You know, you guys weren't like you guys have, ever since I've known you two have been great. I've seen some situations where the husband and wife are struggling, like they're struggling. And there's some great success stories with that. But with you two, that wasn't the deal. You were just struggling with what's next. What do we do? You said that you were thinking about even going back to a company or going to another to go work again. Yeah, okay. So how many of you I'm watching can identify with that? Like, man, there are days where I'm just like, what's the point? Like, what are we doing here? I'm spinning my wheels. Tyler Fresh says, yo, home heroes in the house. Cost says that truck had character. Anytime Plumbing says, yo, what's up? Heard a lot about this duo, Caitlin Anderson says. Man, they're the dynamic duo. Absolutely. They're amazing. And we're now at 35 on Facebook and only still over at 10 on YouTube. Let's go, YouTube. You have a bigger pool of people to work from. What's going on? You guys are really slacking over there. When owners believe in the process and are passionate about it, it's easy to follow along. I love that. Absolutely love that. I love Ash. Laura says she loves you. She loves you. That's Mr. Drippy's dynamic duo. That's your counterpart over at Mr. Drippy. Okay, look. And Mr. Drippy. Look, they're right here. They're here with us. She must have seen that. Okay, look. you talked about the problem a little bit. I'm going to dig a little bit more into this problem. So, because I think a lot of people are watching going like, okay, we see these success stories on the internet. Is it real? Is it not? At this time, are you still plumbing? Like who's still going out in the field? What's this look like?
Yeah, I'm definitely still in the truck.
What about back then though? Oh yeah, back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not now. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, what is that? Ashley's
I
like,
was also, yeah, no.
It was me, Kevin, Dan, which they've all been.
Travis.
Dan's been with
Trevor.
with us since almost day one, and they were and Travis.
None of you guys
So-
are in a truck anymore. None of those dudes are in a truck anymore. Okay, well, I don't want to get this. Yeah, I don't. I just had that epiphany. Sorry, yeah, I just had that epiphany. None of you guys are. That's pretty cool. I think we're all having that moment right now. Okay, hold on. We got to get to that. So, all right. So back to the problem. You are in the truck, sucker, and you're hating your life. Okay, so you're out there in the truck. You're doing your thing. You're a hot rod motorcycle king. You don't know where your life's going, and then you guys meet me. How'd you meet? How did we even meet?
So I was.
Wait,
back
can I
then-
guess?
Yes.
You listened to a podcast, you watched a TikTok, you fell in love, you never doubted me, and you thought, I'm going to do everything this guy says. And I said, do this, you did it, and then everything worked. It was like a magic pill.
She done what she said without you telling her to.
It was so crazy actually because it sort of worked like that.
Well, hold on. Let's be honest. It didn't sort of work like that at all.
So hard.
No, Vince
It's
was
hard.
Vince thought I was a shamster, scamster, didn't want nothing to do with me, would hide in the corner every time I came by. Like, what's going on, Vince? He's like, nah, I ain't listening to this dude.
Half of you, not all. I didn't think all of you was.
You were the worst kind of not listener, though. You look like you were listening. I was like, wait, so when I'd leave, you'd be just. All right, so for real, like, you come in, how long are you in the program before you guys actually were like, okay, we need to do this? Because there was a serious moment that you guys had where it was like, we're either in or out.
Yeah. So I would say for me, you invited us to the first masterminds. And when I sat in that room, I remember looking at the other owners and saying, man, they're not carrying the same weight as me. And I want to be that. Like, I want to be that so bad. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't care what he says. I'm doing it. The problem was Vince wasn't bought in the same.
Men.
So there was a special process that we are not going to talk about on here because I'm not giving that secret out, period. But there's a special process we were taught, and he didn't believe. And I think we came to a point where I was like, look, either we're in this or we're out. But I'm tired. I'm answering phones all night. I'm the only CSR. I'm the only office manager. I'm dispatching. I'm doing all these things. I need this to get to a point that it's not so dependent on me, and I know you do too. And so we were going to drop the program or we were going to do it. And you came to our office that day actually and talked to Vince. He was kind of hiding in the
Yeah,
corner.
Vince, he did one of them things where he like look back and he was like looking. I was like, dude, what's up, bro? Why you tripping? And he was like, nah. And I'm like, well, let's just figure it out. And my wife always says I wake up looking for where the confrontation is in the house. Where's it at? I want to find it. Let's talk to it. I'm just wired that way, and I don't know why. I just love it. But Vince was that confrontation, and we had to. And Ashley straight up told on you, bro. Right to you, right in front of you. She was like, him, and I was like, what's going on? You're like, what? And you look so guilty, and so we got into it. I got into it. You just listen, and then you said what you said, and I said what I said, and it worked out though, right? So because at the end of the day, you said it best. It's not about me. You saw the other owners in the room. You realized they were doing something. You realized that this was worth it, and it didn't matter if it was me teaching it or someone else teaching it. I had the answers for whatever reason, and so you wanted to get those. But again, it's more about this idea that you're in the room with, let's think Cornwell at the time. And they're doing it. Yeah. Mr. Drippy, Laura's on here, but Patrick was in that room. I think Epic Plumbing was in that room with you guys. Trying to think, man, there was a lot of people in there, right? There was probably like 20 companies in there, and you guys are sitting there going, "Why not us?"
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Vince was like, "Why us?"
Yeah. I've got a notebook filled with notes. I'll never forget.
Oh my
what
gosh, that's so true.
That was crazy. I remember coming back to my team and like, whoa, guys, I think I figured everything out. But that was the tip of the iceberg, which was the most mind blowing. Like that was the most mind blowing part. Is this
Mind
was just
blowing.
the beginning?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just so funny, man, because it's like, what if it was just Vince that came to that?
Yeah. How
You guys would be
weird that
plumbing
that worked
doctors and
out.
HVAC and electrical and pressure washing and painting, sidewalk chalk. All right, so no, we're joking around, but it's funny because life
True.
will do that. Life will have us on a trajectory, and then all of a sudden something comes along and catches our eye. We often joke around behind the scenes inside the program. We're not joking around, actually. I'll say things like, I'm just a book. Like all the people in my level 4 and level 5, I'm just a book. There's so many of you have heard what I had to say on the internet. I see the view counts, millions of views, all this. Someone's listening, but they're not applying. And so I'm just a book, and I'm only as good as the person that reads it and applies it. And you guys read it and applied it, and that's the hard work. That's where because you got to trust it, you got to believe in it, and then you got to press on. You got to somehow find a way to implement what you think I'm saying or what you think I'm doing. And there's been a lot of back and forth. There's been a lot of struggle in that. Now, Ashley, you're a little unique. I think that was your earlier take. Like, hey, I wanted to do this. We're going to do this. But your biggest sell was Vince, trying to get Vince on board. And I love that about you guys, is that you weren't going to do it without the other one. Like Vince wasn't going to drop it without you, and you weren't going to do it without him. And that unity is what you need. That unity is what you need in any relationship. It's from 19K to 90K in just 2 years. Let's get into the solutions. I think that's why everyone's here. Lucas Cena's on here. Love the energy these guys have. Hey, this is Lucas Cena real quick. He's in the chat right there. All you have to do is click on him, and you'll be able to friend request him. And that's the guy that was on here the other night that sold $3 million 3 years in a row. And I shouldn't even say sold, because he's a plumber too. We only put real plumbers on here. These guys both have their card. Lucas has his card. He's out plumbing it, doing it, and in the field doing it. Friend request that guy. You're going to want to know him. Jeff sent 20 stars, my man. Jeff, King Rooter Plumbing out of Denver, Colorado. I forgot where you were at for a second, brother. All right, so this is Vincent Ashley, home heroes out of Anderson, Indiana. They're the owners, and they went from 19K to 90K in just 2 years. We just talked about all the problems they were facing when they came into this program, when I met them, when they were at $900,000 a year, which is 19K a week. And now we're going to hear how they got to 90K in just really 2 years. Oh, can we go back really quick? Your Google profile, just because we're going to get into these solutions, but your Google profile gets suspended after you rebrand. We rebrand. You do the whole rebrand, you change your name. That's a whole nother story. We're going to get into that in here in a minute. But then Google says, It was almost like Satan was like, let's see if you really got what it takes. And then you guys moved, and then all this story happens, guys, while they've got their profile suspended for 6 months, maybe 5 months, 7 months, but right around 6 months. And you guys just exploded on the scene. So let's get into the solutions. Tell me just real quick. We'll dive into as many as we can. What are some of the big solutions that you can remember that have really altered? You can just kind of make them like 50,000 foot level things. What would be some major shifts? You don't have to tell us the hows, but what were the whats?
I would say that rebranding was a good move, but
The brand.
rebranding,
So you rebranded.
that was huge.
Okay. What else?
I think learning what marketing meant and the different types and how to reach who I wanted to serve. I felt like I was just throwing my money at a wall before, whereas now I feel like I know exactly who I'm targeting and what I'm doing. So I think the marketing was huge for us. I would also say the process that you've taught us, that allowed us to customize the customer's experience in a way that we weren't dropping the ball. We were able to solve their problems and let them choose. I think that was huge for us. Before we were going in, our average ticket was $230. I'll never forget it. It was $237. And I remember thinking,
You
no,
should
that's pretty
forget
good.
it. 237. Just stop for a second. It costs $150 just to make the phone ring. You would have been better off not making the phone ring.
Yeah. It's surreal to think back to that.
How many
It
of y'all
is
felt
surreal.
that? How many of y'all felt that watching? Yeah. Who activated a star party? Okay. Wait, I don't know what's going on over here. All right, I love it. Frankie Lamelli, my man Flo Melli out of Cali. What's up? My boy, Sam Pate. You guys remember Frankie? Did you guys know Frankie? Was he in the program when you guys? Nah, man, Flo Melly out of San Pedro. Actually Corona now. He's in Corona. I forgot about that. He moved over to Corona, Southern California, Miles Stomping Grounds. I left his shop one time from a shop visit and totaled a pickup truck while I was on the phone with Jody Enright. Jody Enright and Larry Enright owned Option One. They had Skyboss. They owned Skyboss, House Call Pro by Skyboss, and I was really good friends with them. I was on the phone with Jody, and it was my fault too. I totaled a Dodge Ram. My wife was picking up a Maserati rental at the same place that I ran the truck from, so she had to pick up the Maserati and tell him that I totaled the truck all at the same time. And then the tow truck driver dropped me off in Compton. I can't make this stuff up. Frankie knows. Frankie, tell him what's up, dog. We had just got street tacos the night before, and now I'm wearing all blue because that's what I wear, and I'm in Compton, and that's how it went down. That's real talk. I'm one of the people. I know people watch the show like, who is this clown? I'm like, I am a clown. I'm a clown, but I'm real. Wearing blue in the wrong neighborhood, dog. I was. Shauna Ancoss sent stars. We're having a star fest here. Did the service area grow at all? How big of an area do they service? Great question. Yeah, really quick before we get into these, I'm going to break down these solutions. But they're in Anderson, Indiana, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not. But it's not a wealthy area, and it's not a big area. It's kind of it's a suburb of the suburbs with some bunch of cornfields and then a city outside of the suburbs, outside of Indianapolis. So you're about an hour north, maybe 45 minutes north of the edge of the Marion County, which is Indianapolis. Indianapolis and Marion County are basically the same thing. The whole county is one city, Indianapolis, and then you got all these suburbs around it, and they're way out there, Anderson, Indiana, and the median income isn't big. The houses aren't expensive. You can find a home there for $50,000-$60,000 bucks. And it's just very, very, what is it? The star part? Larry Sinister. Oh, hey, guy, I bet you can't send more stars than the other person. I'm just joking. They're sending money. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel weird. It's not why we do this. I love you, though. This was my first time to ever drive in California. Oh, April was saying that was also her first time driving in California ever. That's my wife. She's on here validating the story. So all that stuff happened. It was crazy. It was wild. All right, back to you guys. So you guys are not in the wealthiest area, and your service area didn't really grow. You just weren't. I mean,
it's shrunk, if anything.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're just now serving it. Before you were trying to get the same work, same people, but you weren't sticky. You know, someone asked me. I did that video on Sticky. I showed you guys' brand. Someone's like, "What you mean by sticky?" I mean memorable. Memorable. Look at that little Ash. That's you. That's the little girl there of you. Home Heroes. That's why Home Heroes is small. It's not capitalized. It's lowercase h, lowercase h. We designed the brand. And absolutely think it's just perfect for you guys, and you've really embodied it and taken it to the next level. So let's get into the solutions, okay? Rebranding, learn marketing. You learned your avatar. You didn't say it like that, but you learned who you serve. Your perfect customer. That's a gold one. If you don't know who you serve, you're dead. You're done. Nothing else matters. You can buy pay-per-click ads. You'll buy them till you can't breathe no more. That's all you can do, because if you don't have any kind of idea of who you're serving, how can you talk to them? And so you got to know who your perfect dream customer is, who it is. And this isn't like your dream customer, like, that guy's rich, I want to work in it. No, it's like, who do you serve? If you were to look at all of your customers, 80% of them are the same person. Who is that? Is that a mom? Is that a what is it? You know, it depends on your business too. If you're a mechanical services, maybe yours is a restaurant owner. Maybe yours, whatever your business is. I had somebody, I don't understand how many people, I can't believe how much reach we have, but Realtor just reached out to us and says, hey, this thing you're talking about, value stacking, you think it'd work over here? I'm like, it'd work anywhere. It works everywhere. It's not a new concept. It's just a unique take on it. And so, I'm actually going to meet with her and just give her some advice for her team and just kind of pay it forward type thing, right? But I love figuring things out. I love doing that. And you guys figured out marketing. So all of this in one big story here, because this is a lot. But you rebranded, your Google profile gets shut down, you go to social media and to local events, and you get famous. I mean, famous in your local community. At one point, I'm walking through the Pacers facility, the Indianapolis Pacers, taking videos of you. I'm taking pictures of you walking around with the head person. Not me. They don't know. They're like, who is this clown? I'm like, I just get to come along. and they're walking through the building, and they're taking us to all the areas you're not supposed to go. On special elevator, the whole thing. We're talking about Caitlin Clark's just about to come the next year. That's the big hype. Everyone's talking about it. How did you do that?
I almost forgot that happened. That's so weird.
Well, sorry.
Um,
That was a big event to me. I thought it was cool.
It was a big event. So surreal. Honestly, it was creating a plan and being intentional. And when we figured out who our avatar was, we figured out where we needed to be. And it was the mom with the kids pulling on her legs. She was overwhelmed. And she had a problem at her home on top of that. And so we knew we needed to be at the festivals. We knew we needed to be at the schools. We got off of Google. Literally, we got off Google, not in the community. And I don't think we could have seen the same response in a year. Within an 8-month window, everyone's coming up to us, honking the horns as we're walking outside, saying, "Where did you come from? Like, we've been here 10 years. We're just purple now, and we know how to market."
We changed so much. We changed so much at once, and it was all the right stuff. And it just
Okay, we're gonna break this down more, but before we do we got one ready? Package deal? All right, I'm gonna hold on. So we've gone viral together on the internet. I think I've made some video. People just think I work for you on the internet. I made some videos. My team made some videos with you guys. We released them. Hundreds of thousands of views, half 500,000 views. And so we're gonna show one of my favorites with me and Vince. Package deal. It's muted. Restart. that.
You've been bringing someone to work with?
Hey Ashley, you guys said you wanted to see me.
Yeah, I've heard that you've been bringing someone to work with you.
Yeah, Vince.
Who's Vince?
Yeah, package deal.
What?
Customers love them. Perfect, bro. Nice job, dude. Yeah, we're done if you want to come check it out. Now you can wash your hands while you go to the bathroom. It's twice as good, it's twice as better. Hey, Ashley, guys said. And then we were both sick for a week after that somehow. No, we weren't. Oh, too good, man. All right, we got a few more lined up for you guys here later, but that's some good times, man. Good story, man. This is great. I'm really lucky to do what I do. I get to work with awesome people like you guys, and you're in a big group of owners. We've been all rocking together for at least 4 or 5 years, and in fact, we've closed that program because it's just everyone's like, keep them out fresh, and I'm like, I'm trying. But if you only knew, folks, if you only knew. But yeah, it's crazy, and it's awesome what you guys have done with this thing. And so you guys made a lot of videos. We're not going to show those because they're a little bit over the edge for me. But if anyone wants to see some of these videos, go to Home Heroes and see what it's all about and see what they're doing. They crushed it, man. You guys also hundreds of thousands of views. You got TikTok famous. So you rebranded, okay? But you didn't just change your color. You keep saying we're purple now. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're purple now. You brought that little girl behind you, Ash, to life because Ash cares. You have a motto.
Yeah.
You're customer-centric now. Everybody in your team bought into not the brand color, not the brand name, and not even the mascot, but the concept. The concept. And I think what's amazing is okay, thank you. What was that? Little feedback, little live action. The concept is amazing. You learned your market, your avatar. You learned marketing and how to spend your money. So then you guys create a couple staples here. You wrap your vans. You did all that. Then you guys got involved in some parades. Tell us about what you put in the back of the truck and how that looked going down. Do we have a picture of the truck?
The Christmas trees and Grinch. We love a good parade. We are very look at me. I mean, okay, I'm very look at me, and that means everyone here.
I support it.
I support it. Blink if you're okay. Blink if you need help. I mean, I think it's supposed to be blink if you need help.
Yeah, you got it backwards.
Yeah, he flashed your van wrap up, but there's the van wrap just so everyone can see it. And man, you don't have a phone number on the side yet. Everyone's calling you. That's crazy. That's a crazy concept because I get roasted on the internet for saying things like that. That's like, how could you? You obviously have never been involved. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know anything. I don't know.
On our signs, wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you. Yeah, you guys wanted to. You're like, let's slap our phone number on there and make it look cheap. Let's put. It's my favorite thing when I was a kid playing playing baseball when I was a kid. It's like I got Oakland A's on my chest, and then I got Jeff's bail bonds with 387, 489, 773. I'm like, dude, I'm like a walking billboard for this bail bonds. I mean, you don't need your phone number on there, folks. It's 2026. Google is free. ChatGPT, you can just speak. Gronk, if you drive a Tesla, you can just hit your steering wheel. It'll tell you their phone number. So it's crazy that people think you got to put that on the phone, or you don't have to put that on the phone. Beautiful wrap, by the way. Bring the truck up. This is the truck they got rocking when they come down the or do we have it yet? Yep, it's coming. So anyways, you do this thing. You got the Grinch in your thing. You say, look at me, but Russell Brunson teaches it best, hook, story, offer. Hook them with a hook and then tell a story and offer. So boom, here you are, the Grinch, your hook. You don't just use the Grinch. There it is. There it is. Look at that truck, dude. And it's tighter even. If you see it in real life, it's just beautiful. It's like it's crazy tight. That's what happens when you fall in love with your brand, by the way. Look at all the purple on the rims. When you pull down the street in your neighborhood, it's like ashes floating in the air on these signs that are somehow cross-suspended with the moon and the sun and the stars. I don't know how you got that thing in the air. And then you come up, and it's just like this purple building. It's not, the town isn't exactly like, it's just, and so you pull in, it's a little rough, and then bam, purple. It's like glowing in the sky at night from the freeway. Everyone sees you. But you do more than that. You're not just loud, you're involved.
Yeah.
So you're engaged. So how do you bring the brand? How do you do that? Because we say, bring your brand alive, get engaged, be social. But how do you bring your brand? How do you do it with your brand? Give us some actual things people could do.
So I would say, do you want me to give some advice on what to do when you don't really have a ton of funds, or in general? Because, we started somewhere, but we ended up a whole nother place.
Give the people what they want.
So we got creative. Chris said, get creative when we couldn't afford it, and we did. We went to our local diners, and we made menus for them with our brand on them that had what they were serving, but our crossword puzzles, our girls to color in. We made capes, and we went to kids runs. We passed them out for free with fruits and waters. We didn't talk about our brand. We showed it, and we cared. And
don't people come to your shop trying to get more capes?
They do. They come get capes regularly.
Kids throw a fit when they can't find them.
How many people a week? Because my plumbing shop customers never come by.
I'll tell you, we actually just had a guy come here last week to have T-shirts to wear to sporting events here in town because we sponsor all of the schools, and he met us at a car show. So not just kids coming for capes, but we have adults coming for shirts and for hoodies, and we'll give them to them. I would say in a giving week, from people coming to just give us a gift like fruit or candy because they care and they've seen us, to kids who love our brand or someone wanting a free shirt, we could have anywhere from 10 to 15 stops a week.
That's crazy. Some people are like, I can't get my phone to ring 10 or 15 times. They're just coming to your shop? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Tell us more. Okay, so you rebrand, you learn the market, you got capes, tying it together. I know I went to an event one time, and my you got the Grinch. This is what's beautiful about these. They got the Grinch, then they got these capes, and when people come up to their booth, they talk to the Grinch. Yeah, look at this. They talk to the Grinch. That's sick. The purple one right behind you. Then you got the Kobe Bryant's cape in yellow there. I love that. That's awesome. Mamba mentality. Kobe. It's odd you don't have one for LeBron. Actually, it's not odd because you're a home hero. Okay, I'm done. I don't like LeBron. All right, back to you. So what we're going to do is just kind of break a scenario down for him. So you go to this event. You got the Grinch standing out there. People walk up. They get in line for hot chocolate. Then they get in the next line. They don't get in one line for everything. They get in the line for hot chocolate. Then they get in line for the cookies. Then they get in line for the craft. One year you gave out aprons instead of capes because you might still do that because the kids are making cookies and stuff like that at Christmas. And it's just – they're like living at your tent. I went to your tent with my kids, and I was like, hey, we got to go. Like, there's other tents here. We got to go. They're like, we're just hanging out here. I'm like, this ain't a Home Heroes event. There's 150 other tents here. This is 3,000 people at a festival. And everyone's at your tent. Everyone's at your tent. Yeah. And it's a genius. All right. So your solution was marketing.
Yeah.
Because not only did you get customers at your events,
employees.
You got employees at your events. You met moms.
Yep.
You met wives of plumbers. You met people in the community that knew plumbers. You met, and they started saying, you guys are pretty awesome. We see you around helping people. And you embodied something. You embodied your brand. Your team embodied your brand. And what that did was it set in motion this ability to now create vision and cast vision. And now there's culture. You were telling me a story the other day about one of your employees pulling off the side of the road and helping someone push their car. How many times a month do you think something like this happens with your team, randomly helping someone out in some fashion or some way?
I would say, honestly, it depends on when they run across someone that needs help. But I would tell you, I hear a story probably at least a couple times a month about someone in my team helping, from stopping for a wreck. I had a team member stop for an older man that was having a stroke. I've had them stop for stuff that's even more simple, like a kid running down the street, and they'll stop and give them a cape out of their truck. I feel like my team cares. It's not just a brand thing for them. You know, Haley and Kate, they'll have Home Hero branded capes, and they'll take them out in the middle of Taekwondo and say, hey, you need one of these. It's the way they're so prideful as well. I can't even brag about my team enough. The way that they wear my brand, I feel like they're real heroes. They're not plumbers. They're not HVAC techs. They're not CSRs. They're out here in the community. They're helping people. They're educating people. They genuinely wear this with pride. And I feel like you can't say that about a lot of people and the team that they have behind them.
You know, what's your motto? What's your slogan? What's your tagline?
Because Ash cares.
Because Ash cares. And you just said they care. You know what's crazy? I'm reading. I got to think this is probably one of your customers or one of your employees or somebody in your community. The best part is they aren't doing it for the sale. This is who they are. And you know what's funny is I'm the only one that's brought up money. I only brought up money so people understood who I was talking to. You actually have success. You're not just on a show. But you guys haven't brought up money. You haven't brought up, we improved our sales game. We made more money. We generated more revenue. We raised our prices. In fact, you probably didn't change your prices at all. I may have argued that it was okay that they were, you probably lowered them. That's what, in some cases you've lowered them. And that's what's great about you guys. You're cool with that. You're like, yeah, that's what's right. That's what's right. And I'm objective. You both know my whole thing. I could care less about plumbing, care less about the plumbing company, care less about any of this stuff. I care about the end user. I care about the customer in the home. I found it amazing that you could find someone who was distressed. And now, mind you, this was 15, 16 years ago, but I found it amazing that someone could be distressed and wake up to a $1,000 problem or a $2,000 problem. And now all of a sudden we get this opportunity to go and redeem that. Then I meet people like you and I say, hey, what if there was a different way? And then one of you says, yeah. But that's who you guys are. And the reason why Vince said no is he wanted to make sure it was really that. I mean, for really being honest, that was all it was. It wasn't that you were different or you saw it different, is that just one of you trusted me, one of you didn't. That's really what it came down to. I love you guys for that. And listen to how you talk about your team. You love them.
Yeah.
They're not employees.
Really do.
They're family to you. I mean, they're genuinely out. They're in mission with you. They're on mission with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's culture. That's real. Go ahead.
Travis last week, he looked at me and was like, do you think that you just work here? Like, you own the place, you know that, right? Like, you can do whatever you want. You don't just work here. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you sure about that? I think I'm just one of you guys, but it really feels like
We're a team. We're a solid team.
Yeah.
Like, we genuinely care about each other.
And your customers.
Yeah.
yes.
You know,
Yes,
we talked
we
about
do.
$90K a week. How much, now on top of that $90K a week, how much do you think you do for free?
Ooh, a lot.
So you're telling me you can be successful without ripping people off and without doing things for free and not always charging for every minute and every line item and every single thing, and there's profit in that, you're saying? So wait a minute, you're telling me that you can help people get what they want, and then if you help enough people do that, you'll get you want? Like John C. Maxwell was right? That guy was right?
It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Put it to the test.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be at any other place. There's Haley. There's Kate. Kate's always on here.
Yeah.
Haley, why aren't you on here more? Just because they're on here? I'm just playing. Catch the crew just chilling in the shop till 5 for no reason. That's Kevin Ray Humble. Yeah, what are your team? What are your hours? What are your hours?
5 late for him.
You guys work a ton of on call?
None. We completely stopped on call. None at all.
Oh my gosh! If you only knew how bad I get roasted for doing stuff for free, no on call. I'm just like, they're just like, I'm just reading these comments like, what?
We did when our ticket average was $200.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your ticket average now? More than
It's-
$200. We'll leave it at that. I know
A
there's a
lot
comment.
more.
I know there's a comment in it. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. There's a comment.
Okay, Blair says absolutely love the capes and community involvement. That's CJM Plumbing. An owner with CJM Plumbing. Brian says, hi, what's up, Brian? What's on call? Kevin says. On call is crap. Sorry, I'm gonna get hate for that one. I'm gonna get hate for that one. The amount of love and support. I think we're gonna go a little over tonight. I want to talk about the results. You guys came to a tech event, a water heater, water softener, conditioning school. I did. In fact, that's the streak in her hair is where I got the idea for that, was because of your hair color that day. It was like crazy orange or red or something. And and I remember when you guys wanted to change your name to Home Heroes, because you guys came up with the name. I was thinking like, I don't remember what I was thinking, like rapid response. I don't remember what it was. Some
First
sort of
responders. It was like
first responders or something. Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't good. This is good. Home Heroes. And I was like, yeah, we could do that. I was like, there's a lot of superheroes out there already. I was like, but maybe we could do it, and we started talking. I was like, we started doing Discovery. And then bam, it was like, man, you need to do a female version of Ash. And we need to make her a kid. And you guys embody that and obviously took that a whole nother way. So now that you guys are at this point of like everything is falling into place for you, what are your hours are 8 to 5 or 7:30 the guys come in?
We come
You
in at
cook breakfast a
7:45.
lot of times in the mornings, randomly here and there. You do trainings every week. You guys do product shop knowledge, sweat competitions, stuff like that. Kevin Ray Humble is like sweat till I die kind of guy. Level copper. Everything's got to be level.
He's the second best guy with copper in our company.
But you guys are legitimate old school plumbers, even though you look like kids. You're not you're not like shark biting things. You're not janking things up. You're legitimate, true to the trade. Vince, how long you been plumbing?
15 years.
Ashley?
Gosh, he makes that sound young. 7?
So you guys have been doing this for a minute. 15 years. You worked for Mr. Somebody?
Quick.
Yeah.
Quick, don't say it.
Yeah.
So
Quickly, be quiet.
he says, Roger says, how many calls per tech right now are these guys running? How many calls are these guys? They got to be running like 20 calls a day, right? Because
Two.
Seriously, we run
It's
maybe,
2. I don't even think it's 2. Our average. I don't even know if our average is 2.
I would say most of the time we run between 1 to 2 calls a day.
1
If-
to 2 calls a day.
There's not often they run
Oh,
more
and
than 2.
Chad gets on here real quick. Your HVAC specialist, Chad's on here. He says, an old school HVAC? He's like, yeah, of course. I'm the best copper guy in the company, he says. That's, who that is. That's Kevin Ray. Yeah, so you're saying 2 calls or less?
Yeah.
I mean, what's
Yeah.
Ben running? Ben's running like 6 calls a week?
Yeah.
7 calls a week?
It's funny because I'll do my report and at the end of the week, it'll say 9 calls, 8 sold. For most of my guys are like 8 calls, 7 sold. And it's so funny because I'm like, we're literally running a call a day on average, maybe 2. And that would be a rough day if we're running 2 per tech.
Kevin says squeezing 2 calls, and I mean squeezing. He's like hardly ever.
He's like,
Caitlin
"Hey,
says,
just
I'm here
something-
too. I mean, they got the whole crew on here right now. Nathan Hollingsworth, who is that to you?
Oh, I see him.
It's our mechanic.
He says, I remember
Yeah,
only having to take care of 1 to 2 trucks. Nathan hates me, actually. I know you got 10 trucks now, but they all run.
Yeah. They're all new now. He
My
was over it.
bad. My bad. Putting mechanics out of business one at a time. No, I'm just joking, dog.
Hey, he still has the truck with the ratchet strap gas tank at his
He's
shop.
laughing. I hope that's him laughing. Actually, we went down a viewer. I think he dropped off. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, that's so funny though. Actually, well, I remember when you guys started getting cash rich, pocket rich. I was all of a sudden like put a little coin in their pocket, And next thing I know, I see a parade. I get a video. It's a parade of 3 brand new trucks coming down. I'm like, oh, you guys got 3 new trucks? That's cool. Like, yeah, we paid cash for them. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's something called cash flow. Hold
Not
up.
more than marketing.
Like, can we get an accountant in the room? Can we get some CPAs in the room? They need help. They never had money, folks. They've never had money, folks. I love this mindset. VIP says, my boy, you're my boy. It's Preston. Preston and Catherine are new to our program. I'll just tell the world live. Somehow they snuck into the master's program. Don't tell no one. No better place to say it than here, huh?
Oops.
That is a closed program. I mean, I don't know what happened. We're squeezing 2 calls. Vince stresses when you say shark bite, Luke says. All right, what's the result? You guys, business, there's a reality to business. And you know what? I don't think your community cares that you're making business. In fact, I bet if I surveyed them, they're glad you're the ones making money because you do the right thing with it. And there's nothing wrong. But be a conduit when you make money. Don't be greedy. Don't be a dam. Don't be like, look at me, look at this. I mean, I've got a good lifestyle, but you don't see me flashing all over the internet. And as you guys acquire that lifestyle, I know your hearts. You're probably never going to have that stuff because you're just going to give all your money away. You probably will. I just know you. I love you guys for that. And what's crazy is that this result now, can we talk a little bit about the money? Can we just talk a little bit about it? Okay, what are your gross profit margins? Can we say that? Are we allowed to say that on the internet?
Are we saying like dollar amount or percentage?
No, percentages.
Oh, 25% profit or gross, 50%.
You guys are over 50% on gross profit. You guys are netting 20 to 26. That's what the industry hopes to be at. So you're 25% net. So you're crushing. Yeah. You guys are doing $90K a week right now in revenue. How many trucks are you guys up to? Well, your mechanic says 10. 10 to 11.
I think 9 is what we're at. One of them's empty. So 9 now. Okay,
so you own maybe 10 or 11 trucks, but you have 9 on the road.
12. Yeah, we have 12, but we have 9
Oh, you own 12 trucks, but you have 9 on the road. Okay. You guys are really favored by the local supply shop because you don't only just move a lot of product, but you also pay your bill.
Yeah.
They double love you. You're not just hopes and dreams to them. Like there's the accounts that don't move any product. They're like, one day. Then there's the accounts that move product. They're like, yeah, but they don't get paid. They're like, one day we'll get paid. And then there's you guys are actually, you're funding the whole thing. You're funding the whole operation. It's like a money embezzling scheme. Like, right? You take money from the community and give it to the supply shop. They're the real mafia. They're the actual mafia. Can we speak on what they do for the homeless on a daily basis? I mean, Ashley's out here making deals with people so that they can provide space. I'm not going to get details because I want to be respectful because you viewed the same thing. But homeless people are unfortunately in that situation, but they're very much worthy and lovable, and I love that you guys do things for them. You try to find ways to make it work because there are some homeless people that are around your building. You don't relocate to another area. You stay there and you give back. And you just closed on your building today, right? I think it was today.
Yeah,
you bought that building, and congratulations by that. That was a big move.
Thank
and
you.
I mean, from rooms to buildings, you guys have grown quite a bit. And what you guys do for the homeless is amazing. What you do for your community is amazing. It's not all about publicity. It's just about integrity and giving back. And then it's more public relations than marketing. I love that. You guys are amazing for that. But let's talk about a little bit more about the numbers. So $90,000 a week on average now. We're doing it at 50% gross profits, 25% net profits. Where our employees are making good money. They're taken care of. You got guys that make for Indiana, for that area, they're probably some of the highest paid people, and doing well. They love you. The cultures, people want to be there. I saw the video you guys did where you made fun of the new guy and you guys all made him think that. Speaking of which, can we play an interview video real quick? Yeah, here's another little fun video me and Ashley did. Make sure the sound's on this time. I'm just joking.
Have you committed any crimes or felonies?
Committed or convicted?
Committed?
Who do you know?
Do you have reliable transportation to work every day?
I don't know. How good are the vans here?
What are you looking to change in the plumbing industry?
Mostly my paycheck.
What would you say are the main differences or characteristics that make up a great plumber versus the average plumber?
Oh, man, I'm going to tell you right now, these guys that go in these homes, and try to sell customer stuff and try to replace. Here's my thing. I go in at 4:30 on Tuesday. My goal is to be home. So, and I help the customer with that.
Have you committed any crimes or felonies?
Oh, so I'm watching it on the replay. I'm over here having a good time.
With you. I'm watching it down
I
here.
see me now on the screen, just realizing it was over. Oh, man. All right, you got one more? I think you got one more to show before. Yep, all right, show this one too. This one's going to get me canceled one day, I think. Is this a pre-interview? When's the guy show up?
Can you explain to me the process of installing a water heater and what that looks like?
Yeah, well, it would come in a box you would have to open. So we would cut that open. We would take the water heater, the hot water heater that we have in the box there, we would take that hot water heater out and we would connect it to the water supply lines. That's the lines where the water flows through into, you've probably been in a kitchen. So it's a pot of water, kind of like on a stove. I take shark bites. Now, you probably are thinking vacation, I'm sure, beach, something like that. Get your hair did, your nails. What I'm saying are these connections that we use. It's actual a fitting, which is what we call the things that we use to connect things. So, and then we use shark bites. Is this a? We did that in one take. We did that in one take. There's no editing there. There's no editing there. Oh man, Duncan Supply has really nice money and wants home heroes around. That's funny. You work hard and dedication to our community truly shows. Jessica Peterson. I mean, you guys are loved. Look at this. You know, all these companies, they say on the internet, like, if their customers find out what? That we're trying to serve them? I mean, it's just wild how the industry thinks. And I love that you guys are innovators and you guys have revolutionized this idea of service. So many people use the word service, and I see it all the other, you know, we'll call all the other plumbing influencers on the internet. They use the word service, but real service is going into someone's home and building a relationship, letting them know you live in this community too. You're not just a plumber. You're not just doing HVAC. You're not just a business owner. You're not just a CSR. You're actually an advocate for the community. Hopefully every member of your community is an advocate, whether they work for you or they work for someone else. And we should be in communities that are advocating for itself. And I love that. And you guys are embodying that and creating. The mayors come by. The mayors spent time with you guys, wanted you guys to even make sure you guys stay there. I'm sure the taxes are nice. You generate a little revenue. But you guys are worth investing in. I see it. Other people see it. Our community sees it. Ashley, you personally have spoke to other people in our community in our other plumbing owners and shared your wisdom with marketing. Vince, you've jumped in and helped with even technical stuff with some of the owners when they're bouncing things around. I've seen you jump in, especially with the more of the later years, even giving advice specifically into the process and why it works. And you're so bought in and you're so unswayable in that way because you made sure that it was real before you did it, and because Ashley makes you. And you guys are absolutely worth celebrating. It's a privilege to work with you and be your coach for the last through this journey. I don't even know anymore. What, 2-3 years now or something like that, and probably 3 years, probably closer to 3 years. And it's been fun. Is there any questions any of you guys are seeing that want to get answered by the community here? I don't want to kick them off here before we.
I'm trying to read the question.
I do want to say we appreciate you.
What is their
Chris.
average? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I do want to say we appreciate you. I mean, you've changed our life. So it's been great. And taught us more than just plumbing and running a business. So
Yeah. Taught us about ourselves, about how to communicate together.
How to be a good leader.
Yeah, how to
That's a lot.
lead, man. Seriously, how to lead. Yeah, you really have taught us a lot, how to pour back into people, the people that work here, the people that are in our community. You took two people who I feel like were just, we probably shouldn't have even started a business. We knew nothing about finances. We knew nothing. All I knew is we had grit and we were ready to work and we were going to do whatever it took. That's all we brought to the table. Everything else, everything we've learned has came from you. It genuinely has. And we may have taken things you've given us to the next level, or you've helped us take it to the next level. But every single thing that we have learned that has got us here, we would not have done without you. We fought for 4 years to get over 1 million. I said, we're going to get over 1 million this year. I mean, we fought and we just couldn't do it. We joined this program and I'm like, what is happening? How are we in the program for 6 months and now we're already going above what we had tried for years to do? It really is. It is life-changing. I mean, it is so surreal.
We had the same team and went from our first year went from 900 with the same people.
Fired one, the same group minus one,
Okay.
and we grew by we over doubled. I mean, it's surreal.
Wait,
It's
you
really
5
surreal.
times in revenue, but only doubled in size. I hope
Yeah.
that. Look, it's always been in there. You guys have always had it in you. I think God just gives me a special key every once in a while that unlocks people, and so I get to be a part of that as well. I'm watching it happen, and it's beautiful. And I don't always know where it's gonna go either, right? It's just like, well, I get to be front row seat to what your amazingness has been, the two of you. I do want to answer, and thank you so much for that. I want to answer what Roger says. He says, what's your average type of call? Do you have service maintenance plans? Let's just start with your average type of call. I think most of the calls you guys get are full line sewer replacements, and everybody's calling for those, and they're calling for tankless water heaters, and they're probably like, hey, I do all my cheap plumbing work with everyone else, and so I just want to know. Tell us what you're doing there, and what is your average call that you start with?
It's all basic. It's all mostly, I mean, you're going to get your leaking water heaters here and there, the stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just your standard dripping faucet, water leaking crawl space.
Dripping stop.
Yeah, stops leaking. They're
And
not
do you
shutting
feel
off.
like you're upselling people, or is it more diagnosing different?
I feel like we
At first, it
diagnosed.
felt that way. Like when I didn't believe you, But once you're genuine and you really realize that you're there to help the customer, and that's what it's about, and providing good options for them, and really trying to save them money at the end of the day, that decision's up to them. So it works. It works
For
out.
you customers that are watching right now, I'll just peel the whole curtain back. I'll tell you exactly what they're doing. I know, 'cause I taught them it. What they're doing is they're helping you shop at the convenience store, the grocery store, or Costco. And everyone wants to shop at a different place, and everyone gets that right. And they're just giving you those choices. That's why option one always has to be the thing you called out for. That's where we keep our integrity. But we also know that you guys aren't professional plumbers. You're not professional plumbing shoppers. And there are a lot of people out there trying to get you, and they'll take all your money for a small amount of items. But what they come and do is they help you guys knock out not only what you called for, but anything else that might put you in that same situation. And one sad, unknown story truth about plumbing is that $200 plumbing problems cause $10,000 restoration problems. Every plumber knows this. Every plumber's been in behind that. In fact, I'm working with the restoration industry right now to help them get better, because now that's the next piece for me to be able to help even more customers get this service. So I'm an advocate for the customer. I'm an advocate for you. And Vince and Ashley saw that, caught that vision. Vince a little bit longer than Ashley, but they caught that vision, and now they're advocating for you. And they only do service plumbing, and they only do service HVAC, so that's the arena that they can advocate for you on. And there's the big secret, everyone. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Thank you for doing this. He says, that's Tim from Anytime Plumbing. Do metrics do you use other than call volume to determine when you hire? David Allen asked. David Allen, that's a pretty loaded question, but there's a lot of metrics. What would be one metric what would be, other than calls, he says, what are some just quick metrics you might use to determine when you hire?
How far out you're booked out.
Yeah, and there's you mean how far you are booked out, and there's 2 schedules on your schedule, right? You've got the non-urgent and urgent schedule. So really that non-urgent, how far, that's a good indicator. You've got high tide, low tide, and plumbing call volumes, but you've got a general tide, I guess an even keel tide in your non-urgent calls. It's the urgent calls that go crazy. So the more you can build up that with someone asks, do you have service plans? The more you can build up with service plans and follow-ups, and just staying in front of the same maintenance in people's homes instead of destroying them because you just leave them unattended for multiple years. That's my brother right there. That's actually my sister. I'm just kidding. I love her. She's awesome. She honestly behaves more like she'd be your family. She's awesome too. That's always seems like the biggest obstacle to cross for technicians. They need to believe in order to see. That's exactly right, Patrick. Diagnosing and educating the customer make the difference. It totally does. Totally does. Okay, what would be your final parting thoughts of wisdom tonight for the audience?
Honestly, I would say every time, I know this sounds so ridiculous, but every time you see him go live, get a notepad and sit down and jot down. I'm not kidding. Every time I'm in the room with Chris, I have a paper and I'm following him like, what's he going to say? Something good. I know it. I'm not kidding. Get the free knowledge, because what started this journey was him extending a free offer for us to come to a mastermind. We would not be here if we wouldn't have went to that free event and we wouldn't have sat in the room and listened to him preach. And so I would say every time he puts something out there free, take advantage of it, because it's not like he's doing that to toy something in front of you. He's doing it genuinely to serve and see the industry change. So when he's there and he's giving you something, you need to take it.
Everyone else paid to be in that room, and you guys just got to come. Yeah, look, I get people to reach out to me, and I don't understand it. Like, they'll send me a message and ask for advice, and I just, boom, here's your answer. And they're just like, wow, you responded. And I'm like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't you? I don't understand that. So now my inbox is about to get blasted, but I don't care. I love it. 15 people on YouTube. You guys are, let's go, 15. All right, we had 41 up to, I was thinking 50 mostly for most of that on Facebook. That'll probably end up being about 3,000 or 4,000 views when it's all said and done. You guys are telling your story. You're impacting lives. You're a part of the solution. The world needs more of this, to be honest with you. And you bring hope. You guys bring hope. There's a lot. Money is the biggest stressor in the world, and you bring hope to people. And I love that. That's such a great way to look at life and legacy to leave, is that I brought hope, and you guys do that. Thanks for coming on the show. Don't hop off yet, guys. I'm going to run through a quick scenario of different things that I've done. I want to thank both of you for spending your time with us. We're way over in time, but I'm going to be about another 5 minutes and we're going to close it out. But I've got I've got the whole framework that I taught them that I'm about to give all of you. So don't miss this. All right. Thank you, Vince. Thank you, Ashley. I love you both.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you.
All right, folks. Look, that framework that we taught them was very basic, and I'm going to run through it really quick with you. And I want you guys to understand this, and this is for your own good. I'm a big fan of service. When we talk about culture, we talk about how to build that environment that they built, and it's real. I've been in it so many times. It's very real. Their team is very real. Some of the best people I've met, and I love them all, and I really do. That's the cool thing about this, is that you get to meet some great people and be a part of change. And the framework I gave them was very simple. It was a 3-step framework. Now, we've got a lot of processes we've taught them, and obviously we've spent a couple years together now in deep conversation and going back and forth. They mentioned their van blowing up. I remember Vince being in my office, sitting on my couch. We worked through that together. It was tough times, and we worked through some tough stuff together, and so worth it, right? But here's the framework. The first step was, and this is if you're starting a business, brand new in business, you got a business, doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, but you need to find a way to maximize your revenue. And I don't mean make a bunch of money or raise your prices. What I mean is find a way to take your widget, your service, in this case, service plumbing, and find a way to maximize that. Do the most you can with it. This is what fine dining does. They find a way to get their steak to the most premium price. Now, you've got a lot of people out there teaching you the wrong way to do that by telling you to raise your price, raise your price. I don't believe in that. What I believe in is adding more value, bringing more value. When you bring more value, you're worth more money, and therefore you collect more money, but you might have to do more for it. So I don't want to just raise my price. I want to raise the value I bring so I can offer more so that I can make more. So it's a healthy way to look at it, so that you're not just trying to make more money. You're trying to solve more problem. You're trying to bring more solution to whatever it is that you're dealing with. And that's the first step, is maximizing your revenue. And we have a very unique way of doing that, and we have a very specific process for doing that. And that's something that we offer. Email us at info@theplumbingsalescoach.com, and we'll teach you how to do that. It's very affordable too. I think we're right around $700 or $800 a month to really change your whole entire company's trajectory. I can't imagine a better way to do that. We've got a few other packages that you can look at as well, but really maximizing your revenue is the first step, whether you get in our program or not. And she's right. We have 300 and something episodes on podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. You can, Spotify and Apple and all of the different things. We've got all these different shows you can watch for free. You can learn and you can apply. We had a guy that just joined our shop at Peach Plumbing. I own a plumbing company down in Atlanta, Peach Plumbing. We had a gentleman that just watches the reels, he's on here right now, I think, Irvin. He watches the reels, he watches these things, and he basically changed his average from around $900 to $1,500. He went from $18,000 a month to $56,000 a month. And then he reached out, and we snagged him. We hired him. He's awesome, and happy to have him. And so you can get that just from watching the free stuff. Second thing is create process. You need to go back and figure out what it is that you do to maximize that result. So if you're making shoes, you need to figure out the fastest way to make the shoe, the best way to make the most quality shoe, the best material to make the shoe last. Once you've maximized that product and you found like maybe you add extra shoelaces, maybe you add extra padding, and you get this premium product that's got so much value. Maybe you get a basketball star to endorse it or sign it, and you get this thing perfect. Then you go back and you document the process that it takes to make those. And once you do that, you can teach others. You go find the who's. See, I read this book called Who Not How. It changed my life because it changed the way that I look at how you build a team, how you build a business. So many books have changed my life because when I say it changes my life, it changes my trajectory. And I stop going the wrong way and I start going the right way, even if it's a tweak. You could be 1 degree off, and after a while, you're pretty off course. So you got to keep tweaking. You got to keep tweaking. You got to keep looking at your compass. And then the last thing is you got to duplicate. You got to scale. But you can't do that if you don't have a teachable process. And there's no point in having a teachable process if you can't maximize the product. And maximizing the revenue isn't just about making more money. It's about creating the best solution for the marketplace. Understand the problem, understand the person that has the problem. You can create the best solution. That's how I build all my businesses. That's how I teach you to build your business. And I'm telling you right now, no matter what you do, you need to always have service in mind. You need to have hospitality in mind, service in mind. It needs to always be about the customer. If you give a discount, if you offer a solution, if you go to a call, it's always about the customer. If you give a speech in your office, if you create a pay plan, if you create a time off plan, it's always about the customer. And the first customer is your employee. And once you learn that, you build culture. Once you learn that, your team overflows. Once you learn that, you're not doing it by yourself. I appreciate the opportunity, Fresh. Happy to be a part of the team. Irvin, I'm excited to work with you, brother. I cannot wait to get back down there and start pouring into you because you're worth it. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you. And I love you guys. And as always, remember, serve your community in everything, not just plumbing. Have a great night. If you want more tips about marketing, sales, and business, type subscribe in the comments and get alerts about future shows. Also, check out our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and other major platforms. Thanks again for watching The Fresh Approach.
Fresh.